So Formula 1 was back this weekend with the United States Grand Prix, and I wanted to take a look at the Constructors Championship battle because right now it's arguably the best thing going on in terms of a championship battle because, I do feel as though the battle between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris has kind of fizzled out just a little bit just because, now Lando Norris has to gain, an average of 11 points a race weekend compared to, I think it was 8 before, which... Now you're talking about him winning and Max Verstappen getting an average of 4th place every Grand Prix, which, given the performance of both the drivers around the Circuit of the Americas this last weekend, it's unlikely. It's unlikely. It was always unlikely, but I feel like it's got a lot more less likely, if you know what I'm saying. So I want to talk about the Constructors battle because it's really been heating up. Now, I said going into this that Ferrari were looking really good to take second place in the Constructors Championship. It's been a slow and steady rise for them. Around midpoint of the season, they didn't look that great. They looked 4th fastest, really. I was saying that Mercedes might even overtake them for 3rd place in the Constructors. But right now, as it stands, it's very close between those two teams. Ferrari getting a maximum score near enough in the actual Grand Prix itself, not during the sprint obviously, but during the Grand Prix race itself in the US, a 1-2 finish for Ferrari, which was absolutely huge, and that moves them to within 8 points of Red Bull. It is that close. If we get another repeat of the results that we saw in Austin, in Mexico, or anything like that, Ferrari are going to overtake Red Bull and overtake them by some margin as well. That really does show how much they've risen up. And let's be honest here as well, McLaren, they're not safe. They're not safe. They're looking good, don't get me wrong. 40 points ahead of Red Bull, which makes them 48 ahead of Ferrari. Can they do it? Can anybody catch McLaren so that McLaren actually can potentially get their first Constructors Championship title in so long? It's been since 1998. It'll be their first this century. It's been that long. It's been such a long time since McLaren have won a Constructors Championship, but right now they're looking good for it. They are. There's a long way still to go, of course. There's a lot that he's doing, but as long as McLaren keep getting solid points, I think they're going to do it, to be honest. But Ferrari might well be their closest challengers. Let's not get away from that. I feel like after Hamilton retired at the USGP, I feel like Mercedes are out of that battle now. It was a long shot anyway, but it's over 150 points between Mercedes and Ferrari. I can't see Mercedes overhauling that. I can't. I think they're going to stay 4th. They've got no threat from behind. Aston Martin are kind of in their own space, really. 86 points they've had this season. But let's give a quick mention to a few more, though. Now, I can't see Sauber troubling Alpine and Williams at the bottom. I think Sauber are going to finish 10th. But there's a good battle between Williams and Alpine for 8th. And of course, Colapinto scored a point at the USGP, which is massive. And that's despite Pierre Gasly starting up in, 6th, 7th, something like that. He was running 6th in the early stages of that race, but the Alpine eventually faded away and he was outside the top 10 and outside the points. So there's a big battle for 8th, and there's also a massive battle as well for 6th because Haas and RB are separated by just 2 points at the moment. RB scoring because of William Lawson, and Haas also scoring good points, scoring in the sprint, and then Nico Hülkenberg also getting points in the Grand Prix itself. So that is a very, very close battle between them two. But yeah, right now I think it's a 3-way battle for the top of the tree for this Constructors Championship. You've also got a battle between Haas and RB for 6th, and a battle between Williams and Alpine for 8th. So we'll see what happens with these. It's going to be fascinating, but I just wanted to highlight it because, again, it's something that at the start of this season, I didn't think we thought we were going to see this much excitement in the Constructors standings, but with 5 races and 2 sprints to go, it's very much game on. But yeah, what are your predictions, guys? Who are going to come out on top in those battles? Who is going to win the Constructors Championship this season? Of course, I'm going to back my boys McLaren to get the victory with that, but I want to hear your opinions on this as well. Let us know in the comments below, and of course, like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell as well, and we'll see you very soon, guys. Have a good one.